Folks, welcome back to Dirt to Daytona. And I gotta be honest with you, a little bitter, little sweet to finally complete this series. This is the last time that you'll hear me say, folks, welcome back to Dirt to Daytona, as we are about to go to the championship race held at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Stay tuned after the race as we will preview some of the NASCAR Heat 5 trucks that are done, some of the drivers. We have a few new ones that popped up in the last couple days, so they're not ready yet, but I want to give you guys a sneak peek of what's to come and also take a look at the history of this series. All right, folks, I'm going to get out there, do what I do. We will see you right before qualifying. Yeah, we ran a 34.7, so I feel pretty good about that. Quick look at the back end of the gold championship paint scheme. We did it last year. We do it again with the new paint scheme here. Here, we'll slide the car sideways for you to see it. What up? Here we go down the front stretch for our final qualifying effort. See if I can get away with driving it in pretty deep, get on the brakes, and kind of try to hug the inside here. No, that was horrible. Terrible first corner. There we go. Let's try to improve on that. Good news is we have a number of laps that we get the chance to improve ourselves on. You know, it's funny. I was running consistently 34, 9, 8s, and 7s, and then I just totally screwed this one up, and we hit the wall. We'll go to the backup car. We'll start from the back. We know we're going to be in last. That is okay, folks. We're going to drive our way up through the pack in our last race, our championship race. I mean, we have the series championship in hand, but we need a top 5 to get our record 23 top 5s. And, of course, we want to walk away from this series with an overall championship. So let's get out here and figure it out.
Alan Destrick in gorgeous South Florida at the Homestead-Miami Speedway. Although one of the newest additions to the NASCAR circuit, Homestead draws huge crowds with its distinctive blend of length at 1.5 miles and minimal banking, leading to some real driving exhibitions for happy fans.
Get set. The race is going green. There's the green flag.
Here we go. I wasn't really feeling it with the setup, so I actually went to the default setup, which is probably going to be slower but more stable is what I'm getting from it, or hopefully more stable. I don't really know.
You're all clear.
Good start because we're on the apron, though. That's scary.
Car high.
We got a whole pack to go
Car
through,
high.
so that's part of the fear. But the turn feels more stable. Car doesn't feel like it's out of control like it was, which is important. I was going to let things kind of clear out a little bit. We got 134 laps, 30 to the tank. I think it's 29 or 30 to the tank, but I figured why not just drive? Why not just drive? Get into a spot where the cars are a lot faster and we can push it. Jump up 13 spots pretty quick here. That's nice. Off the gas a little early. Get on it pretty good too. This default setup is the way to go. I was on the advanced setup and all I did was change the offsets, and the car, I mean, you just can't. I don't know what kind of super professional with the controller was able to think that that was a comfortable drive. The PS2, I don't know. Did the PS2 have a steering wheel? Because maybe that's what it was used for. I don't know, but it is. The default configuration for this track is way better. We're not sliding all over the place. We've got some control on the car. We've got some speed. I bet we're torching the tire. Yeah, we're torching it, but that's just what's to be expected. It's all right.
All clear. Car high.
That was on me, but we still didn't lose it, which was good. I'm telling you, you touched the brakes with the advanced setup and you were sideways, so we're not fighting the car as much. We can make some good moves. We can actually push our way up through the pack. Still got a lot of 2x, side-by-side racing, which is good for us. And then once we get up there, we can worry about preserving tires, but we got to drive through everything to get there first.
there.
And of course, the higher up we go, the harder it's going to be to pass cars. So
Still there.
I knew he was going to come down. Oh, Elliott Sadler sideways,
Yellow's out.
car into the wall, and the caution comes out. Now we bumped side by side coming out of 2. So we went all the way down the straightaway into the next set of turns. Or coming out of 4 we touched. He goes all the way down the straightaway, comes into the turn and goes sideways.
Space car
That
is
seems
out.
kind of dumb.
Clear high.
We will stay out. There's no reason to pit. Mild arrow on the front, 25 laps of fuel left. We've only gone 5 laps, so we'll be back after the caution.
Get
Well,
set.
good news
The race
is we're all
going
lined
green.
up
There's
single
green
file.
flag.
Which gives me an opportunity to drive up through some of the pack, hopefully.
Car low. All clear.
Yikes.
Car low.
Yes, that's what I want to do. 3 wide coming out of 2.
Clear low.
No!
All clear.
All right. There we go. Come on, come on.
Stay low. Still there.
All right. Woo.
Clear
Feel
high.
pretty good. Almost in the top 10. 9 laps into the
Still
race.
there.
That adjustment I made to the to just going to the
Clear high.
default setup was huge for me because this car was, we were not going to be able to do this. We were way too wide. I mean, we could be fast, but we were wildly out of control. So that was the problem. And now, I mean, it's a lot better than it was. I'll say that. It's not great as we're still smoking our tire, but I think we're just going to have to manage that because
All clear.
we're able to at least compete, and that's the biggest part here. I want to get to the inside of these two and see if I can get that drive off. Okay.
Still there. Still there. You're all clear.
There we are, into the top 10. Yeah, we're tight off, but when we weren't tight off, the wheels would like, well, it was weird. I don't know how to explain it. You didn't lose control.
Still
It was
there.
like
Clear
the
high.
car would go sideways a little bit, but it would feel like the wheels would grip up and shoot you inside the track, and I had no control over it when I would do that, so that wasn't great. Little bit of a tap, just a mild tap before the corner, and there we go. We got
Still there. Clear high.
Labonte's okay. We're okay. Got around Kenseth. Look at that. I mean, come on. I barely touched him. You saw that, and he's spinning. He hit the wall, and he's gone. All right, I look forward to that not being the case in the next game. I mean, I rubbed him. I didn't even hit him. I just rubbed him, and he went completely sideways like that. That was bad. But whatever, we're the top 5. We're not here to make friends on our last ever race, so
That was a great lap. Stay low. Still
we got
there.
on the brakes. We were both going to get to the same point at the same time, and I didn't need that. We'll get to him. We'll get him soon.
Stay low. Still there.
Oh, now Tony Stewart's going to spin out.
Still
Just
there.
really?
Car high.
Just how is that
Clear
even
high.
possible?
Car low. Clear low.
How is
Yellow's out. Car low.
unbelievable?
There's a wreck. It's turn 3.
I mean, just
Space car's
unbelievable.
out.
I'm pitting, so it doesn't matter. That shouldn't happen, is all I'm saying. We're going to go ahead and pit because that's pathetic, and we'll be back after this caution.
Get set. The race is going green. There's the green flag.
We pit. We're in the back of the pack. We expected that. We'll try our best not to run into people. Apparently, if you look at them funny, they will wreck.
Clear high.
I just need to be aware of that. I don't really want to jump to the outside here, but looks like that's where I put myself. Let's see if I can get back in. Can I get behind Labonte? Nope. Oh, maybe we can get in front of him before the corner and out drive Wood here. There we go.
All clear.
Gotta hit the brakes for Daly, and Labonte is there again because we went up the track some. See if I can squeeze between him. So far, so good. I get back on the brakes slightly to avoid hitting Chris Enoch. John Daly's there, but we've got a decent drive on the inside here as we get to Enoch's inside, and now we're on Spychala's inside as we come out of 2. Holville here. We'll have to come off the gas a little earlier so we don't run through Whiteman. Looks like Kurt Busch stuck behind the 113. Ooh, on the brakes again. So we kind of get pinched off there. I'm hoping I got a good drive there, so I'm going to get to his fender. He's trying to drive me down. Look at that. Okay, I'll come off the gas again. Labonte, of course, making the same drive through that we are, so he's getting impatient. I can't do anything about that. We're doing whatever we can to get the good drive off as we go past Zavell. Whiteman doing a decent job, but we did get to his fender this time, so we'll take that spot.
Clear high.
And we got to tap the brakes because Kurt Busch is there. Get a good drive again.
Still there.
And we'll pass him. Just picking one off at a time, folks. Best way we can. Hopefully not having contact with anybody. Also trying to get the better runs coming out of the corners to get to fenders, doors.
Still there.
And passing them.
All clear.
Now we got Jeff Gordon slowed up by Hermie Sadler. We're going to do what Labonte did to us and get to his inside. And I think, unless Sadler cuts us off real hard, I think we'll be... Yeah, we got to him. I was going to say, I think we could get to that corner before him and get a good run off. And we did. Of course, I messed up the drive off there, but we're up to the next pack of cars into the top 20. Trying to do whatever we can do. So we'll get to park and pass him.
Still there. All clear.
It's actually probably the easiest pass we've had. Got another good drive off, hopefully.
Still there.
It's a Mike Wallace here. Perfect.
All clear.
Starting to feel good. Starting to get a groove going. That's, of course, the most important part for us. At 23 in the tank. We've got
That was a great lap.
a number of cars that are going to be pitting
Still there.
in the near future, I would assume.
Clear low.
I'd love to get a good run and get in front of these 3 side by side. Nope, I got to get on the brakes. Now it's 4 wide. Really wide track, though, so 4 wide isn't the scariest thing, but it's annoying that Elliott Sadler got in front of us before we got to pass
Still
him.
there. All clear. Car high. All clear.
We'll go ahead and tap the brakes. Hey, we got to cut someone's nose off, too. Nice. We got 2 cars about to pit.
1 car is headed into the pit.
Robbie Gordon and Ricky Rudd. First 2 takers, it looks like. All of these cars are going to be pitting in the next couple laps. We're going to get to Harvick.
Still there. Car high. Clear high.
There we go. Just outside of the top 5 again. Looks like the 3 front runners are driving away with it so far, but don't actually know. It seems like one of those cars must be a lap down because we're now in 5th place and there are 5 cars in front of us, so I'm not quite sure who is a lap down up there, but somebody is. Don't need that happening. Oh, yeah, it's probably Dale Jarrett. Yeah. How did Dale Jarrett end up there? He pit and was... Oh, he might have pit. I don't know, because he was behind us. Or he was just in front of us at the caution. So he had to pit again. Unfortunate for him. I don't know what Kenseth and Marlin are able to do. We've had cars already get onto pit road, and we got Kenseth and Marlin showing no signs of pitting. We're able to take the spot from Kenseth, which was nice. I'm sure we've got quite the wear in the tire. Considering we've actually already driven a third of the way, we've got about a quarter burn on the tire, so we're doing all right there. Don't mind the temperatures. They tell their own story, but looks like Dale Jarrett staying on the lead lap, though, by keeping in front of Sterling Marlin. Just hold it off. You don't need to pass him in the corner every time. Just get to his fender coming off the corner. And there we did it, folks. Back to front, basically. This car is pretty good. Also, though, these other cars are at the ends of their runs. I don't know how they're still running if so many cars have already pit. We've got another one behind us on pit road, so unless they pit after the very first caution, but then how were they up front the whole time? I don't know. As we start to make our way up towards Dale Jarrett, you see those two have slowed way down, and it's obvious because they're at the end of their run. So I can only assume that Marlin, Martin, and Gordon are going to be pitting sometime soon. Didn't get off the gas fast enough there, but we should be all right. Those guys don't pit sometime soon. They're going to have a huge gap because we're gapping them under green flag laps. There we go. To the inside of Jarrett. Put him a lap down. He's a car that was in the pits after, so we're passing a leader-type car, and they've got better stuff than we do right now, so that worked out for us. Martin, Marlin, and Gordon, and Rusty Wallace still have not pit. Those were not cars that were on pit road with us when we pit under caution. And we have 15 laps, so we've gone half our run. Interesting to see as they drop back quite a bit more, but not enough to show that they've gone down pit road. Thinking Sterling Marlin might be going down pit road soon, judging by the relative there. Looked like it was doing some real weird stuff. Yep, Sterling Marlin on pit road. Our runs coming off the corners, and we're starting to see lappers up there, but our runs coming off the corners are putting these guys, they need to pit for their own sake. I mean, they're in a bad spot right here. And the caution flies, so good for them, I guess, for not pitting, because now they're not going to be a lap down. And they'll pit under caution. I don't know what the caution came out for. We'll let you know. But I think to stay in line with them, we're going to pit again. Seems like the only right thing to do. We got some lead laps, or laps led, but I got to be honest with you, the most important thing in this race for me is being the car at the end that's leading, so we're going to pit.
Get set. The race is going green. There's
John Borland wrecked. So there's that. That's what brought out the caution. Hold on. Trying not to die here, but also trying not to lose a bunch of spots. And sure, we'll come out of this corner multiple wide. All right, we're coming off the gas, and we're back on the gas.
All clear. Car
Losing
low.
no spots because all those cars are a lap down. We need to
All
get to the
clear.
inside at some point
Car low.
very soon.
Car low.
Here we go. Nope,
Car low.
don't run into him. There we go. Get inside
Rear
here.
low.
Yep. And on the brakes. Yep. And back on the gas. Yep.
Car high.
Let's just talk you through me trying not to die. Perfect.
All clear.
There we go. Back in the first place, I didn't realize that was what we just did there, but okay, we'll take it. What I would like to do is get in front of these 6 cars. So the caution comes out. They're not back on the lead lap.
Still there.
I got a Ward Burton right there. He's got a pretty fast car, I guess.
Car low.
With
All clear.
Jarrett running inside like that, I'm having a hard time, but we're gonna fix that right now. Very, very little contact here,
Still there.
which usually is enough to send them flying into the wall. We're going to kind of do the same thing when we were actually going for positions, especially now that we're in the lead. We're going to pick these cars off one at a time the right way. And once we're in front of them, we'll try to just preserve while passing, or while staying in the lead. Tight. Got tight. Should end up with a pretty good runoff because of it, but... And we're in the draft for Ricky Rudd. I'm hoping to get to him, but it looks like Blaney is... he must just be really trying to get around Kenseth. That's why he's running so tight on the inside like that. I just need to get to a point where we go a little high, then come down inside like this. We'll get to his fender, maybe. I don't know. Not with Blaney there. I mean, I'm at it. I'm at his door, but Blaney's going to definitely cause a problem unless I can get a good drive off of here.
Clear high.
An outside drive off. As long as we hold on to it. There we go. Don't want to lose too much speed there. Tap, tap.
Still
The
there.
brakes, not the car in front of us.
All clear.
Start driving.
Car high. All clear.
And we've got Matt Kenseth, the final car, lap down in front of us. That if we get in front of him, it's clear sailing for us.
Still there.
And we did.
You're all clear.
It's a big deal for us right there. Oh, I messed that up, though. My finger came off the analog stick. All right. All right, we've got a 1 second lead over Rusty Wallace, so that's not great, but it's all right. We pit with everyone who did pit that time. Gordon, Brawless, Bush, and Martin. Great job of staying out as long as they did, because when Borland had the issues that he had that brought out the caution for whatever they were for, it kept them on the lead lap, because everyone had to pit. We pit with them to stay in cycle with them. Borland still in the pit, so he must have blown his engine.
That's a great lap.
We did just have a very good lap. That was better than our best practice lap, which was a 34.7 something. What do we got in the tank? 21 left in the tank. We have not done a speed up yet. So let's go ahead and speed this thing up. We'll be back on the mic with you when we are pitting. Maybe under green for the first time. Otherwise, it'll be you, the next caution. Wow. Yeah, we really lost it at the end there. The tire wear. We'll bring it around. We'll pit this time around. We toasted these tires and never helped us as the race went on. We really lost grip here, and it's a concern. That's a concern for later on in the race, I mean. We'll see what happens, but as it stands right now, we're going into the pit, and
Slow down.
yeah, man, I'm going to. I just don't want to run up on the track. I don't know where the thing is. Okay, the yellow line. I'm going to do this just because it's going to force me to slow down a little bit more in the corner and maybe preserve my tires, because we lost it at the end there big time. Back out. We've got our work cut out for us here. Ooh, keep it on the track. Nope, maybe not. You know how we like to do it. Always a challenge getting back on the track. And, of course, the caution will come out, and we are a lap down. But all those cars are pitting, but they are pitting past the start-finish line. So I don't know. You see Martin, I saw Gordon, and, yeah, all their stuff is up. So I don't know if we're going to be still a lap down or not when we come through. We'll find out after this caution's over.
Get set. The race is going green. There's the green flag. Car low.
Here's what's not fun. We did get caught a lap down.
Clear low.
And, yeah, we're on the lead lap right now. But only way we get back up to this pack is if a caution comes out again before we have to pit again. We do have to pit 2 more times. No, wait, I didn't even look. How many laps are left? Yeah, we got to pit 2 more times. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Honestly, I'm not really sure. We're hoping to drive out, get as big of a push in between them and us as possible. My biggest concern right now has a lot more to do with how we ran out of tires in the last run. I think the best thing I could do with that is if I drive it in deeper and use the brakes instead of ride the tires around the corner. So we'll try to do that and see what we can do to preserve the tires that way, I guess. Tap the brakes here so that we're not riding or rolling on the tires. And I'm hoping that by the end of the run we don't have such a huge fall off, because they didn't have a huge fall off, and that was where things went bad for us anyway. We could have stayed out. Well, we couldn't have stayed out for another lap though, but we lost the lead because of it. We had a pretty heavy lead over second and third place. So take a look. Yeah, we are absolutely smoking these tires, and the only other thing I could think of is to slow up like here and then slow down beyond the point and then give it again. But then I'm going to give up time to the cars in front of me, or behind. Well, they're technically in front of me. I don't know what to do, honestly. I don't know what to do here. I'm going to go back to braking into the corner and then driving off and using the whole track on the drive off and see so that we're about 20 degrees cooler now from that, so than we were the last time we came through there. So hopefully we'll figure it out right now. A lot of what I have to do, because I'm not trying to stay inside of anyone, is I can use the whole exit, probably the second half of the corner, to just drive out from the inside of the track to the outside of the track. And that's a big deal. But that was bad, but so like from here I can just start to let it go here. Let's yeah, we're doing better. We're doing better with it this way, so that's good. That wasn't good. That was horrible. I'm trying stuff. I'm testing stuff out here to see what I can do. To see how I can preserve the tires. There's a balance between what I just did and I think it's right about there. I think that's about the sweet spot. Get into here. See, but that's the problem. If I'm going too fast coming out, we're going to burn them all the way out too, so need to hold it a little bit more. That's why I said I need to arc more into the corner. Give me more time to get to that kind of apex or the very inside line before we start to gas it up. Well, that's good. We're back on the lead lap. Never mind, everything I just said is stupid. It doesn't matter. We'll stay out, but I would rather not stay out this time. But I get my lead, or I get my lap back, so I might be able to pit with the lapped cars because we'll get around the track and get up back to the back of the pack. I may be able to do that and be on the lead lap still. We're going to try that, and we'll see what happens. We'll check back with you after this caution's over.
Get set. The race is going green. There's the green flag. Car low.
I'm getting inside.
Clear high.
We are back on the lead lap. Thanks, Dave Whiteman. 3 wide in front of us, doesn't matter because we're about to get a nice drive off, and we are back in the lead after a short stint, a lap down. And we did pit. So with us pitting, looks like Elliott Sadler actually repaired his car finally. After us pitting, we actually are off schedule from the lead lap cars, and they will be pitting about halfway through our current run, which is good for us and could be very good at the end. Yeah, we've definitely had a lot of adversity in this race thus far. As we started the race in the back after taking the wall and qualifying and having some issues. Bring out the backup car. Just leave it at the default setup because we had so many stability issues. Drive our way from the back to the front. Then get enough damage that warranted us under caution to pit. So we pit under caution, drive back up from the back to the front. And we are in the lead, and we lose the lead because we burned up our tires. We have to pit about a lap or two early from the leaders that are with us. And because of that, a caution does come out during that period, and we go down a lap. We drive away from the leaders being down a lap. And a caution comes out again thanks to Dave Whiteman. And we wait till we catch up to the pack, and then we pit. So we're off schedule with them now, and we are back in the lead. And that's your race recap. What's all gone on so far. Last race of this series, and it has been an exciting one thus far. We're exactly where we want to be in the lead. Now we just need to figure out how we can preserve these tires. I did tighten up the car a little bit in the hopes that it's going to help to preserve the tires. I don't know if it is because we're running super, super, super hot again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start backing up these corners and trying to hold off getting on him again late. And as I was talking about in the last one, just to drive off. See, we already doing a better job, so I'm going to try to stay up wide here so it takes a while for me to get into this. Of course, I'm letting Mark Martin catch back up to me by doing that, and that's part of the problem. So I do just want to see, though, by doing that if we did what we needed to do. Yeah, we did. If I could just not be trying to dive hardcore inside and then get on the gas at a decent point, so it doesn't matter if we are, as the old Fast and Furious 1, doesn't matter if we win by an inch or a mile, winning's winning. So if I can figure out how to preserve these tires and not have to worry, as long as we're a tenth in front of as long as we're 1,000th in front of him when we go across the finish line, that's all that matters. But if we have worn tires and we can't last that long, then we're screwed. We're figuring in about 10 laps, we'll start to see them pit. And they'll have to pit again, I assume. Maybe less than 10 laps, actually. I don't know. I don't know what their pit strategy is going to be, if I'm being completely honest. But what I am hoping is when I go check my tires now, yeah, they're back up to heat. Well, you know what? I can only do so much. I can only do so much. I've got a race, and I'm all right with slowing down more than I had before, but I'm also trying to put ourselves in the best position at the end of our run as well. Now these guys are going to be pitting well before we do, but we'll have to do in our best situation, we'll have to do a 2 right side and a can of gas. Worst case scenario, we'd have to do all 4 in a full service. Because there's 43 left and we have 20, so we'll be pitting with 23. No, it's going to be a full service stop for us. They're going to be pitting with over 30 to go, and I mean, it'd be like North Carolina all over again. If they can preserve their fuel, I guess, and that's how they would do it. But I'll tell you what we can't do is what they would do then. We definitely have to make that one more stop. Of course, the good news is, I mean, that one more stop we have to make is actually after they make their next stop, so we would just be back to having them, you know, maybe a couple seconds behind us. So we should be okay. This is, of course, if no cautions come out. The caution comes out with 28 to go, we pit, and it's done. We just race to the end. So I'm really trying to arc it and slow it down. We've got quite a lead, and it's almost like they've slowed down because all of a sudden we've got quite a lead there. Let's see if we cool them off a bit. Just trying to figure out what I can do to keep these tires a little cooler. Yeah, they're not nearly as... I'm not spicing them up as much as I was before, so... That's the difference between me. Well, this time I dove right in, though. That's what you don't want to do. I want to stay kind of wide and slowly turn the car in so we're not putting that much pressure on the tires. And I know I talked about this before with NASCAR Heat 5. Tire wear is a big deal in that game, and how you enter your corners and how consistent you can be on your laps is a big deal on that game. Sometimes we'll end up pitting because we have no tire left versus pitting because we have we are out of fuel. So we'll see how that all goes. Well, and that's true in real life in some tracks, though. We talk about tire run or the car. It can go farther on fuel than it can on tires, and that's just something we haven't had to deal with in this game as much, and it's something we'll have to deal with in the next series. And that adds another layer to the game, which is cool. It's things that people don't really understand. I mean, all of us race fans do, but non-race fans don't get that. You know, they think, oh, you're turning left, that's it. There's so much more, and you guys all know that, and that's why you're here, and that's why you love racing. The big question of this race now is, where are our tires going to be at the end of this run? Are we going to... we've got a 4.7 second lead on Mark Martin. It's great. We've got cars that look like they might be pitting soon. That's great as well. Because with 38 to go, there's absolutely no way that anybody that pits in the next 5 laps is going to be able to save enough to go the rest of the distance. But it tends to make me think, is that what Mark Martin is doing right now? Because look at how much we are putting them down. Or are they on pit road and I don't realize it? Or headed towards pit road? Because the amount that Wallace and Gordon are going on pit road. They've got to be. That's what when it looks like that, it means that they're going on pit road. But Mark Martin isn't yet, and that's the weird part, because with Mark Martin not going on pit road, I think he's going on now. So the good news is those guys are going to at least have to put gas in it. That's a big deal. How are we doing? We have half fuel left. Yeah, we're doing fine. We're actually doing a lot better than we were. Because our tires were going to be completely gone last time. We're not even half worn, and we're at beyond half of our tank, so that's good. Yep, there we go. Mark Martin on pit road. Kurt Busch has not gone to pit road yet. Assume that he'll be there soon. We got Marlin and Kenseth and them. Well, Marlin's now up in front. He was a lap down. He hasn't pit yet. And we'll see a number of takers coming. A lot of the lapped cars did pit when we pit the last time, so we'll pass Mark Martin this time. We'll see if Kurt Busch pits. He might have pit with us. I don't know, because he was a lead lap car. So if he did, in my opinion, he followed the right. He followed the right path. All right. We'll see how that goes. Mark Martin no longer in second place. He's dropped out of the top 5. We'll see where that ends up being after these other cars do pits. Ricky Rudd, Sterling Marlin, some of the cars that got pit a lap down or stuck a lap down earlier and weren't able to get back on the lead lap. Kurt Busch losing multiple seconds in the last couple laps to us without pitting yet. So he's at least definitely at the end of his run. And technically, I mean, if we had to, we could pit in 4 laps or so and we could make it. But our goal is to run this whole thing out and come to the end of it as Kurt Busch is pitting now. That was really bad corner entry. That's on me. That was a bad corner entry. Caution came out. We'd be happy about it, but we still, you know, we could pit, but wouldn't be the last pit stop if the caution came out at this moment. If caution comes out before we do have to pit, that'd be cool because then we'd have everyone a lap down and we'd just get to cruise to a victory. But if we pit under green, that's fine as well. I mean, we have everyone a lap down, so that just means that we would be back in the normal line with them. Now the question is, how much, with them being out on fresh stuff, how much are they gaining on us as we're not running as fast a laps as we were before? So I'm not sure. I mean, we're purposely not pushing it because I want to have tires at the end of the run. We'll see, though, but we haven't, we've got 9 in the tank, and we've only had 1 speed up, so let's do a quick speed up here until the end of this run, and we'll be back with you when we are pitting for the final time. No. Yes, for the final time, when we're pitting for the final time.
There's a spin in turn 3. The yellow's out.
Oh my goodness, folks. We are going to cross the line with 30 to go, which means when we pit, there will be 29 to go, which means we are going to pit for the last time and have everybody caught a lap down. And hopefully we'll be able to enjoy the final run of this race and our championship completion. Hopefully. It's not to say it will absolutely happen. Whoa, Kevin Harvick. There is a giant row of cars that are on pit road right now. I mean, just a huge row of cars that waited as long as they could to go onto pit road, and that is going to have huge implication on them and the rest of this pack. We may have started a little poorly there, just in front. We've got 27 in the tank. Do they know something I didn't know is the question. Number of cars did not pit at all either. Let's take a look at this real quick here. 27 in the tank, 25 to go, so we're 2 to the good. Or at least 1 to the good. We probably have 26 in the tank now, but it just doesn't matter. It does not matter. Here come the cars that had gone on the pit road with the pace car at the end of the caution. Just odd to see. You're seeing some of the slower ones, John Daly, Dave Whiteman, and Atwood. Also, it was Kevin Harvick that brought out the caution. He was just getting things straightened out. He's actually a first car on the line. He's not the first car lap down, but he's the first car behind us right now. You see what we've got. 25 in the tank. We knew that. There'll be 24 to go at the line, or 23 to go now. Just gonna catch these cars and put past them, but we are in a great position here. 23 to go. We are in a great position here to walk away. I mean, just so much controversy in this race so far. So many challenges that we faced to get to the point we're at. We went from a lap down to a lap in front of everybody through strategy. And really, I mean, we drove our way up to the front of the pack twice without strategy. And then, of course, maintained our car in front of the leaders when we went a lap down. Pit under caution. When we got our lap back, we still pit under caution. They go to pits. I mean, I'm in a decent position, hopefully, to win the race anyway. But we were able to instead have a caution come out. And then when everybody else is a lap down, we pit for the final time. And as you can see now, we got cars that pit late. And these are the cars that I'm riding up on now, as the cars behind us become smaller and smaller in our rear view mirror.
That was a great lap.
And with 21 left in the race, we will do a speed up here. It'll be our final speed up of the series. And unless a caution comes out, we'll be back with you with about 5 laps to go in the race.
5 laps to go.
You heard it. Just 5 laps left in the race, in the championship, in the final episode of the Dirt to Daytona Unfinished Business Series. And now we are about to be 4 laps away from it being finished business, as we did exactly what we wanted to do. We got multiple championships in each series that we raced in. Looks like Sterling Marlin up in second place. We'll have to see if any of those cars pit, because the curiosity is that I don't know if any of them had... I'm not sure if any of them had stayed out because they had just pit recently. So we'll have to see if any of those cars stayed out. We'll kind of have to take a look and see if Marlin, Wallace, Kenseth, or Martin pit late here and end up not in the positions they're currently in, and if we have some odd cars end up in those higher positions. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens there. Here we go down the front stretch. There are now just 2 laps to go. You can see Mike Henson and Brian McCabe in front of us. They are multiple laps down. There's some of the cars that pit late when the pit or pace car had gone into the pits after the caution. And now here we are with just over 1 lap left to go in the race. Looks like probably Marlin, Wallace, Kenseth, and Martin will be the finishing of your top 5.
Last lap.
White flag waves here. Final lap. Homestead-Miami. We've got our tires absolutely burned up. If we had ended up having to, though, if the cautions never came out and we did have to stop for a little sip of gas, we could have gotten away with doing 2. We could have gotten away with doing 2 right sides. And as we are about to cross the finish line, we've got some cars showing up in our rear view mirror. But it does not matter, folks. They were at least 1 lap down as we finish out our series with a win. That's exactly the way you'd like to see it happen. Top 5 in the race: Tony Savoy, Rusty Wallace, Sterling Marlin, Matt Kenseth, and Mark Martin. In what most race analysts are calling the single most dominating season performance ever, Tony Savoy racked up 20 wins and 23 top 5 finishes en route to winning the Cup League Championship by a very comfortable margin of 919 points over Tony Stewart. There you have it, folks. 20 wins, 23 top 5s. Your top 5 overall. Myself, Tony Stewart, Rusty Wallace, Sterling Marlin, Mark Martin was able to get himself up into the top 5 after a real rough start to his season. Congratulations there. Just want to take a look at the history of our series overall, and it started with the NASCAR Dodge Weekly Series, where we ended up with 49 total races, 11 total wins, and 25 top 5 finishes. We ran more than just 2 seasons, I want to say, but maybe it was just 2 seasons. No, we ran more than 2 seasons because 49, it's only showing the 2005-2006 season, but we did run 2004, 2003, 2002 to amount to 49 total races. Modified Featherlight Series, as you can see, 53 races. Looks like we got them all on this list. 24 wins of that 53 races and 31 top 5 finishes there. en route to 3 championships, I believe, that we had in that one. Craftsman Truck Series, we ran 3 seasons, ended up with 2 championships, 41 races, 21 victories, and 22 top 5 finishes. And then we go to the big daddy of them all, 3 seasons in the Cup Series. We missed 1 race in our first season so that we could ensure that we would win the Truck Series Championship in 2010. But aside from that, we still pulled out 2 victories in our rookie season, and then went on to dominate in Season 2 with 17 wins and 22 top 5 finishes. But the most impressive part is where we went against the stiffest competition, upgraded cars, and walked away with 20 victories and 23 top 5 finishes to round out our career of 39 victories and 53 top 5 finishes in the Cup Series. I do want to show a few paint schemes of the drivers that I have currently completed so far. These are drivers of subscribers that have been put into the NASCAR Heat 5 series. And we're going to start with Jeremiah Graham, the number 53 Little Trees Chevrolet truck. Then we've got David Schildhaus, the number 20 Heartbeat Hot Sauce Chevrolet truck. Moving on to the number 63 Max Coast Zero Bar Chevrolet truck. We did have somebody that requested that I put Casey Kane in there. Casey Kane's career a bit short after having some concussion issues. So he's going to be in this series, going from truck to Xfinity to Cup Series. We'll see how that one bodes out. He's driving the number 4 Red Bull truck that's of Toyota. We've got Eliza Bethel, better known as Frozen Toes 24, and that is her number 24 Chevrolet Silverado truck. Got John Perez in the number 64 City Racing. He's driving a Toyota truck. Number 57, Bradshaw Stout. And if I mispronounce any of his names, subscribers, go ahead and leave your phonetic pronunciation in the comments so I know how to say it, especially when we're going to be running against each other quite a bit. He's driving the Heinz 57 Ford. And we also have a few that I have not completed yet. And those will be appearing in the first episode, as we'll show those ones as well. We do have, I think, 3 more drivers to add. Plus, I will be adding one of the drivers from the Dirt to Daytona series into the NASCAR Heat 5 series. A driver that's unknown, a driver that isn't someone that you see in NASCAR Heat 5 currently. But folks, I'm going to say this for the final time in this series. That is going to do it for this episode. That is going to do it for this series. I want to take a moment out to say thank you so very much to all of you that have shown up since the beginning of this series to watch these videos and shown up along the way to watch all these videos. It's been a true pleasure going through this series, and hopefully it's been very entertaining for all of you. We're just getting started here, as we have a new series of a more modern day NASCAR game coming up, and we will see you in that next episode. So I'd like to say until next time, and of course, as always, you take care.